Hey up me duck YouTube, welcome back to a new video with Ramsfan YT. In today's video I'll be predicting my end of Euros, who will reach where. No, it's a bit late and that some of the Euro games have already taken part. While recording this, only one has taken part when Italy beat Turkey comfortably 3-0. But this will be out on Sunday, so there'll be a few other games by that stage. So let's get straight into it in Group A. I personally think the dark horses of this competition are going to be Turkey. I think they've got excellent players, especially in defence. Soyuncu, I think he's Turkish, and I think they're quite underrated by a lot of people. So I've put them top of a group, but hindsight's a beautiful thing, and if I'd known they'd be thrashed up 3-0 by Italy, I don't know if I would have done so. I have put Italy second though. I do think Italy will be one of the competitions. I think they'll go quite far, normally quite a good team. They're not the greatest team, there's been better Italian teams, but they're comfortably alright in this group. Third, I've put Wales, good old Gareth Bale and Tom Lawrence. Unfortunately, I just don't see them. I see them beating Switzerland, and that is it. So, sorry Wales, but I don't see you progressing beyond the group stages. And finally, fourth place, Switzerland. But the squad, I don't understand where the hype comes from. Granted, there's just so many bad players that just get overrated from Switzerland. Group B, I think it's fairly obvious. First place is obviously going to be Belgium. They've got Lukaku, who's having the season of his life. Even a half-fit Kevin De Bruyne is a very good option. Eden Hazard always seems to turn on as well for international competitions. So they've got a very, very good squad. Second, I've put Russia. Also a bit of a dark horse. They went far in the World Cup is my main primary thinking about this. And they still got that core squad of players. However, there's definitely not as much as there was there. So I wouldn't be surprised to see them third. I have put Denmark third. They're also a decent team. Christian Eriksen, of course. He'll be banging in the goals for fun. I think Kasper Schmeichel as well. Is he Danish or is he Swiss? I can't remember. But they've got a very, very good squad, and I just don't know. I just don't think that they're going to get enough points to be one of them third place spots. Unfortunately for the Danish. And fourth, I'm sorry Finland, but Teemu Pukki is just not enough to get you out of this group, and I don't buy into the theory of they're going to be the underrated team this year and stuff, and I'm going to make it to round of 16. They're just not. It's not. They're in a nice group, but it's still not the greatest squad. Teemu Pukki is a very, very good championship striker, but in terms of when you're coming up against other strikers and good defence as well, then, Group C, I've got the first being Netherlands. They always seem to do quite well, and they've got a fairly easy group to progress. Always strong in defence. That's what I tend to think. But they've also got Shea Adams, I think it is, who's their striker. So there's always room for potential with the Dutch. Second, I've put Austria, who have David Alaba, which of course makes it so much better, their chances probably. If not, I don't really know much of a... I know Weimann, I don't know if he's been included in the squad, but he was Austrian. I just feel like they're very lucky that the group they're in isn't the greatest. For third place, I've put Ukraine, and I'm actually putting Ukraine as one of the teams to go through on points because of how weak the points are in how weak the teams are in there. It's easier to accumulate more points. So Ukraine definitely probably going to go through in the third place spot. Don't know how much further they'll go, to be fair, but it'll be interesting to see. Fourth, North Macedonia. Hey, they're going to go and win the competition. No, they're not. They're definitely not. All I can think of is Alioski, that Leeds player for them. But other than that, I literally have no clue about this side. They're literally going to get 0 points, going to get battered about. I'm surprised that they've done well to even get into the competition in the first place. Group D, this will come as a shock to every single one of you. I have not put England top of the group. I've put Scotland. It will be a Gareth Southgate masterclass for England comes second. Because when it comes to it, the second place in the group has an easier route than the people in the first place. So Scotland, I think, very hidden horses. Hidden dark horses. They've got great players. They've got David Marshall in goals. They've got Tierney. They've of course got Andy Robertson. They've got McGinn, who I hear a lot of Scottish fans are saying is going to be a very, very good player for the tournament. All sorts of players which can... Sorry about that. That could just accumulate points, I think. It will be a draw versus England, but I think they could probably get enough points against the other teams. England have put second. I don't think Gareth Southgate's chosen our strongest lineup. I think Ward Prowse would have come instead of someone like Ben White. I really am struggling to see where the hype is coming from for this. We're going to win the Euros, because it's just not going to happen. Sorry, I may sound unpatriotic, but there is a very good reason. I think England, in terms of skill level, are going... They might go far, but I think they'll struggle in the group stages. We tend to struggle against the weakest sides anyhow. Third, I've got the Czech Republic. Now, there's a very good reason for this. They have a much better squad than I ever remember them having. They've got Souček, they've got Kufbal, they've got Matovic. Hey. But no joke, they'll accumulate enough points. I think they might even sneak a win against someone probably like even England. They could sneak a win against. I just think they're very underrated, and I think they're going to be one of the third place teams to go through. Just purely because of the fact that people going with the mindset they're not actually that good, but they've got one of the greatest sides I've ever seen for the Czech Republic. Fourth, I've got Croatia. I'm sorry, the squad now is just too old. I know they reached the final of the World Cup, but that was 3 years ago at this point, and pretty much all of their good players are in their mid to early 30s. So your legs are going to catch up with you, and they're not going to get through. That's my shock of a tournament, or one of anyhow. Group E. Well, this is an interesting group, all things considering. First, I've got Spain. Now, Spain, doesn't matter what the team is, they always seem to do well in international tournaments. You'll find out why I say that later on as well. I think they actually do have a good squad, and I think a lot of people are disrespecting it because they've not heard of many of the names before, and there's no Sergio Ramos, of course. But I still think the Spain squad is good enough to get beyond this relatively easy group. Second, I've got Sweden. I don't actually know any Swedish players off the top of my head, but I just feel they've got that more team unity than most of the other teams. I think there's players there that could turn around from a losing position to get a point or something. Just a winning mentality, really. And third, we've got Slovakia. Now, this may seem as a shock if you find out what I've put last, but Slovakia have got a team which I think are moderately good. I think I can say that. I think they're alright. They've got, is it Sluga, is the goalkeeper? that a player I can't remember, but they're not as good as Slovenia, but I do think they'll be one of the third place group progressors, but not a chance beyond there, I'm afraid. And fourth, I've got Poland. Oh, Lewandowski, listen to Lewandowski. Lewandowski is one player in an 11-man squad. Can you name me a single other player from Poland? Which I can, but, you know, Jozwiak and Bielik, but that's because I'm a Derby fan. But I don't think many other players are that well known in Poland. They're more second tier teams they play for. And for that very reason, you can't get through with a one-man squad. Lewandowski may be the greatest player in the whole world, but you can't carry the whole squad to the next round of the Euros. So for that reason, they're bottling it and going out. Saying that now, I'll get it in a sweepstake. Group F, or the Group of Death, as I've heard it being called numerous times. Very hard to predict this. They're all very, very good teams in there. First, I've put France. I think that's obvious. They won World Cup last time, and they had a young squad that time. They still got a relatively young squad. Mbappe, absolute great player. Don't know where people saying that he's overrated comes from. They've got all the attacking departments. Don't know if Benzema's still going to be fit. I've heard he's picked up an injury, but it doesn't matter. They've got Griezmann, they've got Giroud. It just doesn't matter. They've got such a plethora of talent in that attacking department. Defensively, they've got Hugo Lloris as well, and I think it's Dembele or something. Great defence as well, and Laporte, of course. Second, this was a toss-up between Germany and Portugal. I went with Germany in the end. Kimmich, Muller, they've still got a good squad. Just hope that the old hoodoo from the last few international major tournaments doesn't come back to bite them, and that they'll put that behind them and do very well in this tournament. I don't think they're good as France, but I personally think they're mildly better than Portugal. I've put Portugal third. They do have Bruno Fernandes, and I think Ronaldo, though, is past it. So, no, he's not going to win the Golden Boot. All them people saying that he's still going to win the Golden Boot, he's just not. I think he's done what he can do for his country, and I think it needs to be passed on to someone else like João Felix. Fourth, I've gone with Hungary. I'm sorry, there's no way Hungary, but you're not as good as you were back in the day. Back in the 1950s, I know you were a very good team, but it's a very difficult group. I feel sorry for you in a way. I put Portugal also as one of my third place teams. That's purely if they score enough goals against Hungary, because they'll need that. Right, for round of 16, that leaves Belgium versus Portugal, which surprisingly I've actually gone with Portugal to win that. I know I just slated off Portugal, but if anybody who can come through the group of death are probably good enough to beat Belgium. I think there are clear problems now with the injuries that Belgium have. De Bruyne is not fully fit. Lukaku will do well. I wouldn't be surprised if he pops in with some goals all the time. It's just something that I've got this niggling feeling that it's played in Seville as well, so Portugal will be acclimatised to the heat. Not that that makes much of a difference, but it's just, I think psychologically it makes less travel and everything like that. I don't know. It's going to be an interesting one. I think it'll be a cagey affair. Turkey v Austria, as I said, I think Turkey's going to be the dark horses, and beating Austria, it's no small feat, but I think it's not a hard task to do in the end of the day. And I've put them to beat Austria. If you remember how good they are actually on paper, Turkey, on their recent form, we have to look how good they are against the top end teams. and Austria aren't the greatest teams. So, yeah. France versus Ukraine, this is obvious. I think France are going to win. There's nothing in the Ukraine team which gives me confidence that they're going to be able to beat one of the best teams in the world. England v Sweden, one of the same reasons just said. I don't see any player in Sweden stand out that can beat one of the best teams in the world. England. The best team in the world. No, I'm joking. But honestly, they are a very good team, and I think Harry Kane will have a field day on this particular occasion versus Sweden. Spain versus the Czech Republic, this is the end of the road, I think, for the Czech Republic. I think Spain is just superior in terms of experience of getting through major competitions, and I think experience plays everything. And I think, where's the game actually being played? It's being played in Glasgow. It doesn't really make a difference, but yeah, there'll be many great reasons why I think Spain is just better. You just look at the team, and I think the transfer value of Spain is about twice as much as the Czech Republic. Scotland v Germany. Scotland, this is where it comes to an end, unfortunately. But hey, you reach round of 16, that's a decent showing in the end. Germany definitely got more on paper, got better. Although Andy Robertson, he's probably better than most of the German players, but in terms of any of the others, not really. Netherlands are going to beat Slovakia. I don't think I really need to explain myself with that one. There's just so much quality in the Netherlands squad compared to Slovakia's. Italy v Russia. I think Russia's going to win. As I said, I thought they were going to be the dark horses of this tournament. I think Italy's squad has been quite overrated, actually. I don't believe that they're going to do ridiculously, as everyone else say, they're going to win the Euros. They're not. They've not got the greatest squad. I've seen better Italian squads. Portugal v Turkey. By this stage, there may have even been a few injuries in the Portuguese squad. And I think the age of some of the goal scorers will tell them they'll start playing inexperienced like João Felix and stuff. And therefore, I think Turkey are going to grind out a 1-0 win. Well, I did say that Turkey were going to be the underdogs. They're going to grind out a 1-0 win against Portugal and shock the world. You've heard it here first. France, I'm sorry, got to beat England. I know, but I feel like France are the team that could win it if they didn't face. I think it'll be quite a boring game. I think many people will be overhyping it as exciting. I don't think it will be. I think it will be one goal really either way, or maybe a 1-1 draw and an extra time winner from France. I think Spain are going to beat Germany. I think Germany and Spain are around about the same level in terms of ability at the moment. Both were very, very good in the past, but maybe not so good anymore. I think we can all pretty much agree with that. It's played in Rome, so the climate might help a bit more to Spain. Clutching the straws really there, isn't it? But yeah, in terms of Spain as a whole, I think that is just a bit more than Germany, but it's hard to call really. I think Russia are going to beat the Netherlands. That may come as a shock to most people. I'm not Russian in any way, but I think there is an experience of doing well in international. And the Netherlands always have seemed to have bottled it recently. I think if you look over, they didn't even qualify for the last World Cup. I don't think they did well in the Euros last time. I have to go back all the way to 2010 and 2014 when I can really remember them doing standout. And so that was a good 6+ years ago now. And I think they're going to get dispatched by Russia. I wouldn't say comfortably. I think it's probably going to be a 2-1 or something like that. I think Turkey are going to beat France. That is the most biggest call I've made so far. And Turkey are going to go to the finals. They're going to be the dark horses, and they're going to go to the finals. I think France, by this point, we think it's going to be easy. Play a weakened lineup because they're against Turkey, and Turkey's going to lure them into deception. And win maybe, let's say, 1-0 in extra time, or something like that. Or win on penalties even. It could reach a penalty shootout with a 1-1 draw. Spain, yeah, they've got too much for Russia. This is where you're coming from in Russia. But the semi-finals, that's not bad. But yeah, Spain, definitely better on paper. In the end of the day, there's only really one result between Spain and Russia which anybody can see coming. Unfortunately, it won't be an England side in the finals, but you know, they're going to be the other finalists. And I think Spain aren't going to make a joke of it like France have done, and they're going to win the Euros. I think it's going to go to Spain. So, congratulations if you get if this prediction comes right, Spain. If not, I don't really know. So, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you very much enjoyed. Please subscribe for a bit more footballing content in the future. I'll be doing a history of Norwich City on Thursday. And I'll be also doing a bit more footballing content, a bit more England-centric Euros content of where all the England managers are now. So, I'll see you around.